Are you tired of your veggie burgers that just fall apart? They're too soft, too mushy, or too wet. They never seem to taste just like a real burger, do they?
Anytime I make veggie burgers, they're just mushy, or it tastes like beans.
So I've been on a mission for a while to try to make some of the best plant-based meats. Now this journey has required a lot of ingenuity to come up with the texture, taste, and smells of turning plants into meats. Now companies like Beyond Meat, Impossible, and countless others have figured out ways to give that realistic bite and snap of, like, say, a burger or sausage patty or sausage link. Now most of those companies are using a textured protein. Textured protein is essentially all the same things, they're just different protein sources. Beyond uses pea protein. Some companies use textured vegetable protein or textured soy protein. But if you've ever tried to make a burger using TVP, you know one thing that always happens is it's soft. The texture falls apart. Now you could use different starches to try to bind it together. You could use different gums to bind it together. I did it in a video where I tried to recreate the Impossible Burger and I got really close. The only thing that I didn't have was that snap, that bite of a real burger. The burger was looser than a real burger would be. The one ingredient that I was missing is the ingredient that seems to be in most of these plant-based meat products: Methylcellulose. So food-grade methylcellulose is a chemical compound derived from vegetable cellulose. Methylcellulose has tons of different uses. It's used in the medical industry, artificial tears, saliva, manufacturing, the little drug capsules that you eat. The Ghostbusters slime was actually methylcellulose. The really cool thing about methylcellulose is that it is a liquid or a thin slime when cool, and as it gets heated, it thickens and toughens up. Now, methylcellulose is not a natural product. It is a chemical compound, but that doesn't mean that it's bad for you. It is gluten-free, it is vegan, and it is non-GMO. So I'm gonna use the methylcellulose today to create a TVP burger. Now you can use methylcellulose on anything that needs to be binded, thickened, and toughened up like a normal burger would be. When you use methylcellulose, you're only gonna be using about 1% of the weight of the actual product is gonna be this methylcellulose. I was able to get this from Modernist Pantry. I'll leave a link in the description below for my Amazon store where you can buy this, and it will be an affiliate link. I'd love to see what some of you guys do with it. This is just a really cool product. So let's go ahead and rehydrate our TVP. I'm gonna use the instructions on the back of the package. I'm just gonna use about a half of a cup of TVP, about 50 grams. I'm gonna add around 80 grams or a little less than a half of a cup of water. We're gonna put those in the fridge for about 30 minutes. So TVP, or textured vegetable protein, was invented by the Archer Daniel Midland Company in the 60s. It was originally tested in kitchens, used in chilies and stocks. It wasn't really widely used until 1971. 1971 is the year that TVP was approved to be used by the United States School Lunch Program. It worked great as a meat filler, it worked great as a meat replacement, it worked as a cheaper protein source than ground beef. Prisons used it in their prison system foods, but now it is used a lot in the plant-based cooking world to make vegan meats and plant-based sausages, plant-based chickens. Textured vegetable protein has been used everywhere. Our TVP's in the refrigerator, so let's make a seasoning blend for these burgers. I'm just gonna do something really simple. I'm just gonna put together about 5 grams of seasoning. About 1 gram is going to be nutritional yeast. I'm gonna do about 1 gram of parsley, probably about 1/2 gram of chili powder, a few touches of garlic powder, some smoked paprika, and I'm gonna do a decent amount of this because this is gonna help add some color. We're just gonna drop in some salt in there. So let's just mix this blend together. We don't want any big flakes of anything in the burger because that's not natural. So at this point, I'm gonna measure out about 3 grams of the methylcellulose. I'm really excited to see how this comes out. This is gonna make a massive difference. Okay, so we have our TVP out of the refrigerator. It is nice and moist, but it is also nice and soft. It's been chilling in there for about a half an hour. We're just going to drop our TVP mixture into the mixer. Now at this point, we're gonna mix in about 10 grams of fats. I'm gonna use a combination of different oils to do that. First up, we're gonna use some coconut oil. Now I'm also gonna use the oil from sun-dried tomatoes. This isn't an olive oil, but the sun-dried tomatoes is gonna give it a really heavy umami flavor. Here we go. Now, the Beyond Burger uses a canola oil. I know a lot of people are against the canola oil. You don't have to use canola oil. You can use whatever you want. So that is our oil and fat mixture for the entire burger. Not a whole lot. Lately, I've been a huge fan of Marmite. It seems to really take anything meaty over the edge. So I'm just gonna drop in just a bit of Marmite in here. You don't have to use this. If you don't have Marmite, you don't wanna get Marmite, you can use some soy sauce. I'd say at most that's about a teaspoon. And then just like I did with the Impossible clone, I'm gonna drop in just a touch of molasses, which is gonna give it that irony taste of like a real burger. So let me mix this up real quick, this mixture up. I'm gonna add my seasoning mix to this. And then we're gonna add our Methylcellulose. I should have checked the temperature first. I'm gonna make sure that this is, oh, we're well within range. We're at 63 degrees. Let's give this a mix up and see if we have to add any more liquid. Now I'm just gonna add just a touch more cold water. This is straight out of the fridge, cold water. There we go. Wow. I mean, I'll tell you, it looks like beef already. Now I might have went a little crazy on the seasonings. I don't know, I was just really trying to get this thing to be like a real burger. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and put this in the refrigerator for about a half an hour. I'm gonna cover it up real quick. Let's throw this in the fridge, let the gelling properties and all the flavors of this kind of just mix together, and then we're gonna make a burger. Ground beef isn't the nice little tiny form chunks like TVP is. If you wanted to make a sloppy Joe or a bolognese that's gonna have maybe sometimes thicker, meatier pieces, you're gonna want those bits to have some chew to them. And as you can see, I mean, this looks like ground beef. We're gonna form this in the burgers. I think I should have enough here to make 2 or 3 burgers. I just making enough for a test. I didn't wanna make a bunch of it. So I'm just gonna kind of grab, I mean, even the way that it forms, I'm gonna grab a little bit larger than a meatball sized amount. That's a good sized burger. I like that. The second one's gonna be a little bit larger. Should have put gloves on both hands. Honestly, I'm really excited about this. I think this is gonna change the game for the home DIY foodie, the tinkerer. Let's drop it in and see how this cooks. It's like browning up. I mean, oh my, I just cannot believe the way this looks. I can't get over it almost. It's kind of blowing my mind. It's holding together, it's firm, it seems like it's juicy. Now there's not very many binders that work as well as this. There's a lot of binders on the market. A lot of people are gonna immediately respond with, what about flaxseed? Flaxseed works really great, but it doesn't work like this. I might be burning it. Good. That is a homemade veggie burger. Ugh. So I wanna put this on a burger and try it, but before we do that, I wanna cut this in half and just see, I mean, look at the texture. Look at the bounce back of that, the spring, the bindability. It holds like meat. And honestly, look at the fat. Now, I mean, I just cut the bun and threw it on the bun, but that's pretty shocking. Like, it's pretty shocking, honestly. The texture, it holds together, it squeezes, you know. I'm gonna give it a try, let's see. I can't believe that. It has the bite, it has the chew. Even the flavor's pretty good. My seasoning might have been a little off. Probably wasn't too seasoned. I think, what did I add too much of? Too much smoked paprika. Very smoky. This is really good. Like, this is really friggin' good. I'm cooking the other one right now. Oh my gosh. Now, and I'm just eating this plain. Now, you can get creative with this. I really can't get over that. So you can get creative with this. I'm just eating this plain. You could double up the recipe, triple up the recipe, quad up the recipe. You can add more proteins in this to make it thicker. You can add more oils or fats. You can do what Beyond does and add the little flavor pockets. I'll tell you, it's mind-blowing what one ingredient can do. The bite is there, the snap is there. This Methylcellulose, this is gonna up the SauceStache game. I mean, like, no joke, this is going to change some things that I do here on the channel. I have some ideas. I have some ideas about what's coming next because of this. So I'll say that's really impressive. Really, really impressive. I'm happy. I am happy. Methylcellulose. Gang, all of the members that are scrolling here on the side, they're the members of the Sauce Squad. You can join the Sauce Squad over at patreon.com/SauceStache. Get your name on the list. It's only like $1 a month to get started. If you haven't yet, make sure you click the subscribe button. Make sure you click this video right here. This is probably gonna be another one of my plant-based meat videos.